All right, friends, subscribers, and strangers, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I am Scott, aka Beard, your host for this journey of discussion about eBay, just things we do at eBay, and we really don't consider why. So, if you're focusing on the number of listings per day, you might be missing crucial opportunities to boost your profits and sales. And so, what do I mean by that? Let's go over the reasons why I have chosen to swap and do dollars versus the number of items listed. So if you're doing quantity, you overemphasize quantity versus quality. And there it does make a difference because over time, if you don't replace the inventory that you sell, you get a return that's negative each and every day. And so that's why I'm trying to focus on, you know, to meet my sales goal today, I've got to put X dollars because tomorrow I want to meet the same sales goal or higher. And so if I have less inventory because I didn't pay attention to how much I listed, so it gives me, it's just a different way of thinking about, but it also brings everything into alignment. I want to think of sales dollars, sales listing, total revenue, and profit. So it's all aligned instead of having to do conversions and go, well, I listed three and sold three, but that's going to be this. If you get yourself trained to think all one, it's like all one denomination for a lack of a better word, and that's how it can negatively affect your profitability. If you're listing items by number versus dollar, and you slowly over time do not realize because you're not hyper focused on keeping the your dollar inventory up and replacing the dollar inventory. The number of items I've never understood. You know, most there are some stores and some business and some models that really need to track the number of items in the store because when you've got a bunch of items that are long tail items and lower sell through, you need a bunch of them in order to maintain a consistency in sales. I get that. But for the vast majority of us, we don't have these 10, 15, 20,000 item stores. And so it becomes a quality issue, a quality of the listing, a quality of the price, a quality of the dollar amount available. And if you don't maintain that, but I listed my 10 items today. I had a great day. I sold 300 in sales and I listed my 10. Man, that's awesome. But what if your 10 are only $100? So now tomorrow you've got $200 less in your that you can sell. The positive with focusing on dollar is it really does focus you on revenue, and that's the important thing because you can't take listing to the bank. It's only you get paid in dollars, you get paid in the revenue that you create. You don't get, well, you sold four items. Bank doesn't care. They want to know, how much did you get paid. So the next thing I would encourage you to, if you're focusing on dollars in each listing, you'll be a little more hyper focused on pricing and to get pricing right, because I truly believe in right now one of the bigger errors most eBay sellers make is they're not correctly pricing their items. They're not pricing for a competitive environment where each dollar is fought for harder and harder because times are tough. Inflation has taken a bite. With the economy in a downturn, it's people are not spending as much and they're very careful for what they spend. So having the wrong price on an item magnifies the effect of bad pricing, and so I think that's caused some of the slowdown in sales. I'll do another video on pricing here, but I just wanted to get this video to get people thinking in a different way, thinking about your revenue versus that number of listings. And can someone please explain to me the use of drafts? I honestly don't get drafts. So drafts, if you're going to put pictures to them later, I get that. I get proper use of drafts to finish and complete an item. No problem. I don't understand I've got 10 listings and I put them in my draft bank and I'm going to put five tomorrow and five the next day. I used to tell people that eBay rewarded activity, but I think I was wrong. I think most people who look at this are wrong. Uh, eBay doesn't care about that. eBay wants to know what's available for sale now. And so if you've got 10 items and you've completed the listings, why would you wait to put them up? It's for one thing, it means that, well, I'm not going to do as much work tomorrow, or you're planning around something. It's I'm telling you, if it's not available for sale, it's not available. That is the same thing as everything being in my storage building. So far, no one has come up and knocked on my front door, rang the ring doorbell, and said, "Excuse me, Beard, would you have any Grey Poupon in your building that I could come buy for you?" If you're old enough to get the Grey Poupon references, but nobody has showed up to buy inventory here that I don't have listed for sale. And so if it's in your drafts, no one is going to buy it. You're delaying the sale of that item by a couple of days. Somebody explained to me in the comments, because eBay eBay doesn't track how often. I don't believe they look at you and go, well, look, Beard in the last week has put 5 listings up every day, so he is just dedicated to eBay, and so we're going to move him up in search. His crappy overpriced items, we're going to move him up in search. That doesn't happen, folks. They don't know me from a hill of beans. They You're in search and your items are available for sale. It's we get the illusion that they reward that, I believe, and I've talked about it for a long time, and I think I've been wrong for a long time. That you get the illusion because you're consistently active. That just means you're working in your business, and eBay is not rewarding you for working in your business. Customers are rewarding you for having more items available that they're looking for. So I get it. Maybe that's a controversial topic and a controversial take, and tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Um, I don't think I am, but anyway. So both methods can be abused, though, and you have to be very, very aware of that. Man, I need to do 10 listens a day. I don't have a lot of time. I'm just gonna put up 10 DVDs. They're only worth like $110, even though I want to sell $350 today. Okay, so that's a terrible way to go about things. Same thing the other way. Go, man, I want to go do something else. Let me put up this $350 machine, or let me do 2 listings of 200 a piece. That one is not nearly as bad, because at least you are replacing the sales, and those items are available for sale, and you could sell those big items. But still, there needs to be, so maybe there's a hybrid method. Maybe it's, I want to do a minimum of 10 listings that are worth $200. You know, Instead of saying that it has to be a number, make it like a minimum number of listings for a minimum dollar amount. If you want to combine the best of both worlds and get the most out of this, there's usually not a right or a wrong method. There's what works for you, but also even there you can tweak it enough to where you can get the positives of both methods together, so you can continue to work through the items that you have and get a certain number listed, but you can also focus heavily on the revenue that those items generate. And so it's got, have a dual listing goal, at least 10 for at least 350, something like that. uh, so let's nutshell this all together for you. So if you're tracking your success through the number of listings, maybe it's time to switch. Start setting dollar goal amounts, maybe the hybrid method, and experience the difference it makes in your eBay business. Remember, it's not only about the quantity of listings, the quality of the listing and the pricing and the total revenue you have available for sale are numbers that are, a little bit on the ignored side, but extremely important, because that number, you can't expect to sell so much if you don't. Okay, so here's the great example. Man, next year I want to sell $200,000 on eBay. Well, you're going to have to source and list at least $200,000 to have available for sale, because you can never make 200,000 in sales if that's your goal. Not just throw that number out there arbitrarily, if you don't have $200,000 available for sale. And I don't think people really talk about that much. You can't sell what's not available, and so you want to be a 6-figure seller. You want to sell $100,000 on eBay, but you've only got $30,000 available. You will never sell $100,000 with less than $100,000 available. Numbers are impossible. Even YouTube math doesn't lie all the time. All right. I hope I've stimulated your mind and just give you something to think about. See you in the next video. Leave me some comments. I look forward to hearing how wrong I am. Roll Tide.